and welcome to WrestleSpeak Podcast, Season 2, Episode 11. Good to have you with us on this December 20th, 2021. And today I have a special guest, and his name is Michael Bombardia.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is such an honor to be a part of this podcast. Dante, great idea. Dante, great idea. You have a bright future ahead of you.
Yes, I do. So now, here's how it goes. We're going to review last week's episode of Raw and SmackDown. Excuse me, Raw, NXT 2.0, and SmackDown. And we'll give our thoughts to the show. To make things a lot more easy. And I've just been told by Michael during the before we started the show, that with that, Michael?
Yeah, I got some topics of my own, including the TBS title tournament and what's coming up for Dynamite and Rampage.
That's good. Here. All right. And we'll give our predictions to see who will win at WWE Day One.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to pull it up right now, all right?
Then we'll preview this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, which, since it's right there, we might as well just do it now. Get this out of the way. All right. All right. So let's go. So let's preview Monday Night Raw. Well, this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. All right. Bobby Lashley will speak about creating a fair four-way match at Day One. Bobby Lashley landed the gauntlet, defeated Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and WWE Champion Big E in 3 separate singles matches to earn a spot in the WWE Championship at Day One.
Mm-hmm.
The perceived disrespect at the inclusion of the Almighty from the WWE title hunt set off a chain of events that led to WWE officials Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville giving Lashley a unique opportunity. After taking advantage of Kevin Owens and Rollins' attempt with schemes, Lashley was able to turn Day One's triple threat match into a fatal four-way by Big E, thanks to a successful MVP in the Almighty Spirit match of the night. With the WWE champion now at his championship, now in his sights at Day One, what does Lashley have to say to his future opponents? So, Michael, your thoughts on that?
Ooh. I'm like, wow. I tell you, Bob, this is going to be a heck of a matchup here. And if Bobby Lashley can pull it off against... this is actually a rematch of a lifetime for Bobby Lashley. Because if you recall, Big E cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Bobby Lashley to win the WWE title from him. So I think a vengeance is coming for Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah. Indeed, he will. Indeed, he will. Then we got Edge welcoming special guest Maurice to the cutting edge. The Miz is not the only one with a must-see talk show in WWE, as Edge returns to host the cutting edge with special guest Maurice. The Radio Hour superstar will hear from Maurice just weeks before squaring up with her husband, The Miz, at Day One. Edge will look to find out what is going on between Maurice and The Miz after she slapped the A-lister for using her as a shield to hide from Edge's attack.
Ooh.
What you thought on that one, Michael?
Wow. I'm like, I did not see that one coming. And by the way, this is the first Cutting Edge on Raw, sole Cutting Edge, not counting Cutting Edge Peep Show, since 2013 on an episode of Raw.
That is right. I forgot about.
Let me backtrack a little bit. First Cutting Edge on Raw. First Cutting Edge on Raw since 2013. The past few times it was done, it was on SmackDown, I believe.
Mm-hmm. All right, can't believe it. I've never even saw that until you brought that up. All right. Well, we got Bianca Belair and Doudrop set off for another powerhouse showdown, and there must be a winner. Now, after agreeing in a hard victory last week, Bianca Belair thought she had finally put her issues with Doudrop to rest, but she was far from done with the EST of WWE. While Belair celebrated her win, Doudrop came barreling out from backstage to squash her, standing tall over a fallen Belair and marking her with her own move. What began as a feeling of disrespect from WWE officials to Doudrop has grown to sheer animosity and resentment aimed directly at the former SmackDown Women's Champion. Will Belair be able to survive another encounter with her enraged Doudrop?
Oof, boy. Rubber match between these two.
And there must be a winner, Michael.
Must be. I'm gonna have to go with Bianca Belair.
Yeah, me too. I'm going with her as well. And Austin Theory will put his training to use in match against Finn Balor. Clearly, Finn Balor has not been studying under Mr. McMahon like Austin Theory has. Theory has been a plague to Balor as of late, unleashing surprise attacks and selfies, one of which cost Balor to increase their tag team match against the Dirty Dogs. Each time Theory has captured the Prince's pain and frustration with a cemetery selfie to add to his growing collection. Can Theory use Mr. McMahon's toolish to defeat Balor with the two meet face to face? Or will the Prince be the one taking the selfie at the end of the night?
Well, I have to tell you, Dante, I am all in on the Balor Club. I am
That's
Balor
right.
Club all day long. I think this is a vengeance night for Finn Balor as well. Austin Theory cost him the tag team match against Ziggler and Rude. Austin Theory's gonna pay the price by the end of tonight.
That's right. You can't mess with Prince Balor. And we got Damian Priest taking on Dolph Ziggler in the championship contender.
Oh boy!
Priest is a fighting champion, but this time he's looking for a good old-fashioned beatdown as he takes on Dolph Ziggler in the United States Championship contenders match. Priest already took care of one half of the Dirty Dogs, who Robert Roode answered his open challenge 2 weeks ago. But after disposing of Big Bob, Ziggler snuck in the ring to deliver a surprise super kick to the champion. The Archer of Infamy failed to get his retribution the next week as the Dirty Dogs pull off a quick one to upset the surprising alliance of Priest and Finn Balor.
Of course.
Will Priest finally punish Ziggler for his cheap shot, or where the Dirty Dogs from will find some way to steal a win.
Of course, all in on the Archer of Infamy, and those of you at home, those of you didn't see it, I was doing my Archer pose for Damian
I
Priest.
see your Archer pose.
That's what I do on the Rivalry podcast, like almost every Thursday night. But you'll get the picture there.
All right. It all goes down tonight at 8/7 Central, only on the USA Network. All right. Let's review last week's episode of SmackDown Live. Oh, well, it's not SmackDown Live anymore, but now it's just going back to Friday Night SmackDown.
Now it's back to Friday Night SmackDown. And I gotta tell you, I did not expect Roman Reigns to super punch Paul Heyman.
We'll get to hold on. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But right now, let's get it underway with the SmackDown results last week. All right. So we have Toni Storm and Sasha Banks defeating Charlotte Flair and Shotzi, with Toni pinning the SmackDown Women's Champion. Woo. After SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair got herself disqualified in ruthless match last week against Toni Storm. Storm joined forces with Sasha Banks in an extremely hard-fought tag team showdown against the Queen of Shotzi. The persistent Toni Storm used her elite athletic ability to score the SmackDown Women's Champion. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think Toni Storm is next in line for the SmackDown Women's title.
Agreed. Can't wait on that. Toni Storm versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship will be good. It'll be good. All right. Viking Raiders defeated Jinder Mahal and Shanky. The Viking Raiders overcame Jinder and Shanky and earth-shattering fashion after Ivar took to the sky and leaped off the top of the flatten his opponent, bringing the Vikings one step closer to the top of the mountain. Thoughts on that?
I'm joining the raid on that. That is, the Viking Raiders have been on a roll as of late.
They have. We'll see what will happen. All right. Drew McIntyre recovered his stolen sword, Angela, from Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. Excuse me. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss stole Drew McIntyre's sword, Angela, still stuck in Adam Pearson's desk, and made it the centerpiece of the Happy Talk set. When they couldn't pull the weapon out of the desk, however, the Scottish Royal emerged to attack, reclaim Angela, and clean house.
Yeah, with an emphatic Claymore on that.
Yep.
And I'm glad Drew got his Angela back.
Yep. Alright. Alright, Rich Holland defeated Cesaro. Prior to his rematch with Cesaro, Rich Holland used a distraction from mentor Sheamus to attack his internet opponent, Shillelagh. In the subsequent showdown, the injured Swiss Superman, fought with everything he had. Nevertheless, Holland made use of a second distraction by the Council to overcome his toughest male's opponent with a power slam.
I'm not gonna lie here. I'd rather pay my money to see Rich Holland go up against Brock Lesnar.
That will be a dream match come true. Amen. Amen on that. Then we got Naomi defeating Shayna Baszler. Sonya Deville's deceptive attempt to take on Naomi did not go as planned once again. As the WWE official announced, Shayna Baszler has been Naomi's opponent and distracted her adversary, the Queen of Spades, attacking the glowing superstar from behind. Although Baszler quickly locked into submission at the start of the match, Naomi was able to turn the table, shift away, and pick up the quick recount.
Naomi won Sonya Deville. I guarantee you, she's gonna get her at day one.
We'll see. But to be honest, the match for me kind of went a little fast and too quick.
A quickie, as they say.
Michael, this is a family show.
I'm just saying, it only lasted 30 seconds. I'm using the R&R terminology.
All right. The New Day defeated SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, in the Championship Contenders match. The Championship Contenders showdown en route to their Day One title match. King Woods and Sir Kofi Kingston took advantage of the official not seeing the Uso tag. As a result, Kofi hit Trumpet in Paradise. And New Day defeated their long-standing rivals en route to the SmackDown Tag Team title match on January 1st. Now,
oh man, if they pulled it off this past Friday night, I think they're gonna pull it off again at day one.
Now, before we move on, I'm going to ask you a question, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Is the Usos versus the New Day the best rivalry of this modern era?
Not only, I think it's the best tag team rivalry ever. I mean, like,
well,
it's one of the best tag team rivalries since. When you look back into when you look back into the Shield versus Evolution, I think.
Wow. Oh man.
I started to say TNA, but that's Immortal versus Fortune.
And now Roman Reigns fired Paul Heyman and brawled with Brock Lesnar. The head of the table returned to SmackDown, extremely unhappy with how things went in his absence. After intensely questioning Paul Heyman about his loyalty, the head of the table hugged his special counsel, thanked him for 40 years of service to his family, and then viciously fired him from the island of relevancy with a Superman punch out of nowhere. Before he could cause further damage to Heyman with a pair of steel chairs, though, Brock Lesnar emerged. After tearing through the Usos with earth-shattering F5s, the Beast entered the ring and hit the Universal Chamber for a pair of F5s designed just for him.
I think Paul Heyman's back to being Brock Lesnar's advocate.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, match now.
Paul Heyman belongs with Brock Lesnar. He doesn't align with anyone else, I think.
All right, now it's time for the review of NXT 2.0. 2.0. Oh no. All right. Cameron Grimes defeated Duke Hudson in a no-holds-barred match. Cameron Grimes revealed the truth by exposing Duke Hudson's shaved head following their brutal no-holds-barred clash. Also, we start to show how personal this intense rivalry is as Grimes and Hudson battle one another with a sort of trash cans, candlesticks, and chairs. After landing Grimes from the table, Hudson grabbed a pair of hair trimmers, but Grimes escaped with a poison Rana and caved in.
Oh, man. Cameron Grimes has been on a roll as of late.
Yeah, that's right. He might be
to the moon.
To the moon, baby! And he might be on his way to the NXT North American title. Or the NXT title, whichever. Grayson Waller responded to his attack on Johnny Gargano. Grayson Waller basked in the furious reactions by the NXT universe following his surprise attack on Johnny Gargano last week.
Grayson Waller. You're just glad that I wasn't in the crowd that night.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Otherwise, LA Knight would be calling you a dummy. And that is exactly what Grayson Waller is.
Yeah, I mean, poor Johnny. He didn't deserve that.
I see a rivalry between these two.
We might see Johnny go to the main roster.
That's just no.
All right. Next, we have Ivy Now defeating Amari Miller. Ivy Now continued her dominant run with a powerful victory over Amari Miller. The pit bull of Diamond Mine looked as she has buried Boca sweat while showboating with push-ups and dips on the falling Miller. Miller had a brief glimpse of offense, but now quickly brought it to an end with a dropkick before she locked in a modified Dragon Sleeper to force Miller to tap out.
Ivy Nile is a force to be reckoned with in the NXT Women's Division. And I guarantee you one thing, one of these days, she will come after the NXT Women's title. So Mandy Rose, you better watch out because Ivy Nile is a force to be reckoned with.
That's right. All right, we got Harlan laying waste to Guru Raj in his debut match. The terrifying Harlan barreled through Guru Raj, leaving a path of under-destructive his debut match on NXT 2.0. Harlan pummeled Raw into the mat before delivering a monstrous sight for the pinfall. Not done there. Harlan turned his attention back on Raj, ignoring referees to continuously slam him face first into the mat. It wasn't until Joe Gacy stepped in to soothe the terrorizing Harlan that the duo finally left the ring.
Oh, man. Harlan is one force of nature in the NXT men's division.
Yes, he is. He's like
he is definitely the next Karrion Kross. For sure.
He looks like he's to me, he looks like he's the next Kane. All right. Cora Jade defeating. Yeah, so we have Cora Jade defeating Dakota Kai. Oh, wow. Fresh off being cleared for action following her injury at NXT War Games, Cora Jade ran right back into the fray against Dakota Kai. Kai targeted the injured shoulder, but it did little to slow down the tenacious Jade. After she planted Jade with Uranagi, Kai rolled out of the ring and grabbed a trusty shovel. Despite nearly being attacked, the referee managed to get the shovel away from Kai, which left her exposed for a quick roll-up by Jade. After the match, Chaos broke loose as Raquel Gonzalez charged the ring to save Jade from an enraged Kai. With the two brawling to the backstage area of the arena, Jade was left alone in the ring to fall victim to toxic attraction from confident young superstar and attacked her injured shoulder.
I see an NXT Women's Title match between Jade and Mandy Rose.
Yep, I see it too. Oh Lord, this is gonna be fun. And we have Tony D'Angelo defeating Andre Chase. Tony D'Angelo used his match against Andre Chase as a teachable move to show the founder of Chase University the meaning of respect. Chase showed up for his student section, keeping D'Angelo on his heels until the main man of NXT pulled the sweater over Chase's head and started raining down body blows. D'Angelo then tossed Chase around the ring on a suplex and a twisting neck breaker to score 1, 2, 3.
My goodness. Tony D'Angelo continues to be impressive. And he's from streets of New York as well. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Frank Sinatra. A little bit.
Yeah, he kind of
a little bit. And by the way, I talked about this many times on R&R as of late. Andre Chase is Matt Striker's long-lost twin.
Matt Striker's long-lost twin.
Yep, that's what Andre Chase is, Dante.
Okay.
That got a laugh out of him. Great.
Boa defeating Idris Inofe. I can't even pronounce his name, but he should have stayed out of Boa's business.
I can't pronounce it either. I can't pronounce it.
As the new wrestler for Tian Shaw made the up-and-comer pay for stopping his attack on Solo Sikoa last week. Ifane held his own with an impressive small package suplex, but Boa's power, though still not fully under his control, helped him earn the upper hand before knocking out Ifane with a vicious roundhouse kick to the head.
Yeah, and let this be known, Tian Shaw, they're down a member after losing Xia Li to SmackDown.
Xia Li is so beautiful.
Yeah, she'll kick your head off, Dante.
No, man. I want to keep my hand.
But those brutal kicks, yeah, you couldn't stand a chance.
And we have Jacket Time defeating Grizzled Young Veterans. After perpetually messing up the Grizzled Young Veterans' schemes, James, Drake, and Zach Giffen finally got their chance to let out their frustrations on Jacket Time. The two teams exchanged blows at a furious pace as all four superstars put their bodies on the line. As GYV started rolling, the Creed brothers made their way to ringside to start the match. Kushida took advantage and knocked Drake and Gibson out of the ring. The Creed charged Grizzly Young Veterans, but stopped in their tracks to win both members of Jacket Time and launched themselves over the ropes to take out Drake and Gibson. Kushida and Jiro then rolled Grizzly Young Veterans back in the ring for an assisted moonsault off the top rope and the pin.
I tell you, Jacket Time deserves a rematch for the NXT Tag Team titles.
Yep. But you know, Imperium, they can stop in their tracks. And we have the main event. Braun Breaker defeating Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong won his big money fight, and Braun Breaker delivered in a heavyweight showdown between the NXT Cruiserweight Champion and a powerful blue chipper. Not many superstars can hang with Breaker straight, but Strong matched him shot for shot, smashing Breaker onto the announce table before picking him back up for a double knee drop. Unable to keep him down for the pin, Breaker powered up to dish his own punishment in the form of a thunderous bear with the various suplexes and the Frankensteiner. The two pummeled one another as Breaker somehow kicked out of a suplex from the top rope and a double one-handed powerbomb. Strong looked to keep him staggered, but Breaker caught him and hosted up for a Guerrero Press power slam and the victory. After the match, NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa Chumpbreaker delivered a Widow's Bell under the title, standing tall over the fallen Breaker as NXT went off the air.
I see a rematch between those two. No doubter.
Oh, it's Tom Willis. Hello, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom. How you doing, brother?
All right. Now, all right, Michael, would you like to preview an AEW top?
Oh yeah, sure. I would love to do that. So, folks, the TBS title tournament semifinals that'll be happening. Well, actually, what are the semifinal matchups that'll be happening? We got Nyla Rose taking on Ruby Soho. The other one, I've been looking forward to this for a while now. Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill. Those are your final four competitors. Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, Nyla Rose, Ruby Soho. Who do you think's going to the finals?
All right, for the first one, so Ruby Soho versus Jade Cargill. I think Ruby Soho will pick up that win. And what was the last match?
Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill.
Oh boy, Thunder Rosa might win this one.
Yeah, I think now is the time that Thunder Rosa gets her vengeance on Jade, because Jade Cargill 21-0 overall. She definitely, I think it's time that she finally gets a loss, and that Thunder Rosa pulls a Brock Lesnar. Like when Brock Lesnar broke The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania, Thunder Rosa will break Jade Cargill's undefeated streak and go 21-1.
Oh my. That's scary to look at right there.
And I tell you what, Rosa versus Soho should be an exciting final. Should they advance?
And what's the upcoming matches on Dynamite and Rampage?
They are all going to be part of the Holiday Bash. First of all, for Dynamite, we got Malachi Black taking on Griff Garrison. Who do you think's going home with the W? I personally think Griff Garrison, because I think that this will be an opportunity for a vengeance after what Malachi did to Julia Hart, which, by the way, so uncalled for.
Very uncalled for. But something tells me Malachi Black might pick up the win. Because no one can stop that spin kick.
Yeah, the Black Mass. I mean, as we like to call it here. And I talked about this on a recent episode of R&R. Malachi messes with Julia Hart. I can mess with Zelina Vega any day. I'm like,
you better back off a little. She's 9.
I'm just making a joke.
Yeah.
And then we got a 6-man tag team match, which puts, and I've been looking forward to this, the rivalry between CM Punk and my jealous fan MJF.
As my mom calls him, RJ MJF KURATP.
Really?
That's what my mom calls him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It'll be a 6-man tag team matchup, as CM Punk will have Sting and Darby Allin as his partners, and MJ. And by the way, Darby Allin was CM Punk's very first opponent in AEW competition. So to go from facing each other at All Out to being tag team partners, a huge step up.
Huge.
And of course MJF will have his Pinnacle members FTR as his partners. Punk, Sting, Darby Allin walking with the W. I see it happening.
So what were the last 3 you forgot to mention? I know Punk, Sting, and Darby Allin.
I mentioned Malachi Black versus Griff Garrison.
Well, who were the other 3? I think there's in that 6-man tag.
I only see 4 matches on the Dynamite card so far. I mentioned Ruby Soho versus Nyla Rose of the TBS title tournament.
Come on.
I forgot to mention. I also want to mention Orange Cassidy versus Adam Cole.
Baby.
The rivalry between the Elite and Best Friends.
I thought it was Adam Cole's going to win that one, baby.
I'm like, as much as I like Adam Cole so much, I'm gonna have to go with Orange Cassidy picking up the W.
Because Adam Cole is the next Shawn Michaels. I guess you don't agree with that, Michael.
Well, alrighty. I already previewed Rose vs. Soho with the TBS title tournament. Let's take a look at what is happening on Christmas Day at Rampage. And this is actually another one of the things that I was going to be talking about. The TNT title match. Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes. A rematch from the very first episode of Dynamite.
How ironic. Oh, Sammy Guevara and Cody Rhodes have great matches against each other. But
Yeah.
I think Cody's going to take this one.
Yeah. Cody still wants to go after the TNT title, huh?
Yep.
He is a two-time TNT champion.
Yep. Sure.
And the first ever two-time TNT champion.
Yep.
I am all in on the Inner Circle Sammy Guevara, I'll tell you. He's been on a roll as of late.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Hook of Team Taz going up against Bear Bronson. This will be a test for Hook. Going up against the Mammoth.
This thing.
This will be a test for Hook going up against the Mammoth in Bear Bronson.
I think Hook might win this match because Hook is a great guy.
Yeah. You don't want to count out the strength of Bear Bronson, but
I'm not going to count him out. His strongness. Oh, Lord.
yeah, absolutely. Hook made his debut on the December 10th edition of Rampage, defeating Fuego del Sol.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah. And I guess Hall of Fame wrestler, the Human Suplex Machine, Taz, has done it again in his back pocket.
JR, JR is fat. He's been diagnosed with skin cancer. And I hope he's feeling a little better.
Yeah, me too.
Sending prayers all throughout Mr. JR.
Anyway, that'll do it for my portion. Back to you, Dante.
Thank you very much, Michael. Now let's give our predictions for WWE Day One. Now, as announced on Talking Smack, it will be Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, of course, Drew, because you can't beat Drew McIntyre right now. You're doing great on SmackDown. Then we have Edge versus The Miz.
Man.
I mean, they face each other.
I'm going to go with the Rated R Superstar.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to go with Edge too. Yeah. Then we got
I think the Hall of Famer still has it in his back pocket.
That's right. Then we got the Raw Women's Championship match on the line, baby. Becky Lynch defends her title against Liv Morgan.
I think this is a vengeance for Liv Morgan.
Come on, Liv. Liv, that beautiful woman.
I'm going to go that far, Dante.
What? She is beautiful. You can't.
Well, I'm just saying.
Hey, well, I want to date her one day. Anyway.
I just gave him the weird look.
Anyway, let's move on. What else? Oh crap! Then we have that failed four-way WWE title matchup between the champ Big E, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley.
Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley, both former WWE champions in their own right. But I think this is a vengeance time for Bobby Lashley. Although I want Big E to win so badly, I think it's Lashley's time for vengeance.
I'm picking Kevin Owens. Kevin deserves this. Kevin deserves. Because Kevin has never been WWE champion. Michael?
Bobby Lashley.
Okay. Wow. So Michael picks Bobby, I pick Kevin. So anyway, so that's what's going to happen at day one.
You forgot two matchups. To be honest,
they should bring back New Year's Revolution.
Dante, you forgot two matchups: the SmackDown Tag Team Championships and the Universal title.
The SmackDown Tag Team title match. The SmackDown Tag Team title match.
At least I'm paying attention.
Yeah, you're paying attention. All right, I'm surely haven't. Anyway, it's SmackDown Tag Team title match: the Usos versus the New Day. I'm picking day one-ish. I'm picking day one-ish, the Usos.
New Day all the way.
Because you know Rosa's going to interfere, right?
You never know.
What else? What is the last match? That day.
Roman Reigns versus Lesnar.
Oh, that's right. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at day one. I'm picking Roman Reigns. Tribal Chief.
Brock Lesnar.
Come on. You can't beat the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. That man was awesome. Hell, I would
I'm
join.
sorry. I am sorry, but Brock Lesnar deserves another U.S. Universal title run.
I'm joining the Tribal Chief. I'm joining the head of the table.
Which means you gotta acknowledge him.
I'm acknowledging him, all right. Anyway, whew. So can't wait for day one. Coming January 1st on the WWE Network or at Peacock. All right. Well, I guess that is the end of the podcast here. I want to thank Michael Bombardier from Rant and Ray Podcast. That you go check him out Thursday night on Brandon Martin's YouTube channel. And follow. Go like his channel. If you like his channel, go like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon to get notified every time he uploads a new video or when he goes live. Also, if you like my videos, please like it, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon to get notified every time I upload a new video or go live. Also, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And Michael, thank you for coming on this podcast. This is your very first time on my podcast, by the way. I forgot.
Yeah, very first time. And who knows?
I've
maybe
been on Random Way podcast. I've been on there many times.
Yeah.
But I never thought. I had Brandon. I had Jordan Little there, and actually I had David on there.
Yeah, you mainly joined his live reaction stuff.
Yeah, but now with you coming here on WrestleSpeak, it was a blast to be here.
Yeah.
You know what? So
Yeah.
anyway, we will see you guys next time. See ya.